Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Subak, and the wonderful student assisting with the development of my website. I'm so excited, and as a Oak Creek graduate, way back in the day, 1995, I'm super excited to have a current Oak Creek student on board to help with the launch of my website. Say, I thought it'd be a little bit easier for me to do this in video. Um, Rather than just have you read what Bygone is all about. So I will include a transcript, but here's a little bit about me. Bygone officially started in October of 2019, but I've been buying, preserving, and selling items as a hobby since way back in 1993. Bygone is categorized as a retail business because we do sell tangible goods. The name, of course, is a play on words with bygone, but incorporating the idea with the different spelling that items are being purchased and resold. My tagline reads Preserving Americana Collectibles from Bygone Eras. I'm a preservationist at heart and keep the restoration of items to an absolute minimum. And quite honestly, I don't like to do any restoration. And so that's a key difference between what I do here at Bygone and what many other businesses do. I am not in the business of restoring something to look almost different from what it did originally with new paint or fixing flaws. I'm in the business of taking whatever item it is that I'm selling, a classic car, a jukebox, a gas pump, porcelain sign, arcade game, you name it, and keep it as close to its original condition as possible. On vehicles or other collectibles, for example, this means that I'll typically leave rust. I'll clean and protect an item as much as possible to bring out the best in what's there, and of course to stop any further deterioration. But I'm not restoring items. I also want to convey that the items I sell are really just the vehicle for what I truly sell, which are the stories and the ability to evoke emotions and memories from bygone eras. This part is really important to me as it's truly what sets me aside from other businesses like mine in the industry. I will go out of my way to tell the story of an item. That story is everything. The story matters. For every one of those little dings, scratches, areas of worn paint on an item are a part of its story, a part of its history, which is what I'm really preserving. Is the history and that story that goes with something. So please note too that preserving Americana collectibles from bygone eras will mean something a little different for everyone. Bygone era for my dad might be the 1940s, 50s, or 60s, whereas for me it's more like the 1970s or 80s, and in some cases even the 1990s. Uh, Although many of my items for sale will fall into a general range of years from around 1950 into the late 1980s, it's really important to me that I'm not pigeonholed into a certain era. I feel like my logo artist did an absolutely terrific job of conveying the past in my logo uh, by using color and the font and the artwork itself without exactly defining what the past is. So I've always felt like it conveys bygone, but that it conveys that differently for everybody. And that's really important to me too, as I don't want customers to pass me by because they feel like I don't represent their bygone era. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. Uh, a great way, of course, for you to see what I'm doing right now is on my Facebook page. So I'll go ahead and include a link to that so that you can see some of the items that I've bought and sold in the last year and 4 months since I started the business in October of 2019. My goal for the website is to serve as a place for customers who visit uh, to be able to see what I'm all about. So like that typical, about section, but I'd like to have them gain an understanding of what I do and learn that difference between preservation and restoration. I'd like to have an area where I can show examples of past and current projects. I'd like to have folks have access to a blog area where I plan to focus on industry trends and also include uplifting stories about items from bygone eras. I'd like to have an e commerce area where folks can go to actually buy my items. Whether it be a car, a pinball machine, a sign, and anything. Uh, if folks can't necessarily totally complete that process on the website, I would at least like them to be able to initiate the purchase. Uh, what I mean is, I don't know how complicated it is to set up credit card payments and things like that through the site, so I have flexibility with that. And then finally, I'd like to have a typical contact area where folks can go and and know how to reach out to me. Guys, I really appreciate you taking a few minutes here just to listen to me talk a little bit about Bygone and what I'm hoping to get from the website. Thanks so much for your help, and I'm here along the way to assist any way I can. Take care.